I guess,
Hello,
yeah.
hello, and welcome to Desis and Dragons. I am your humble dungeon master for today. My name is Tanfighter, and today we are joined by a lovely cast of players here. Uh, Joining me today, we have Red Razor or Avi, uh,
Hello, hello. How's it going?
and we also have Apri,
Hello, I'm Apri.
slowly dying. And next up, we have Silly,
Hello, I'm Silly. I'm a group of pandas.
accurate. And last but not least, we have Shiva.
Hello.
And today, we are playing a game in the world of Ceron, which is a high fantasy setting that has been made by the group of content creators and writers, which is the Illicit Peanuts, most of whom are here today. And as we play this, before we get into it, we have a little dive into the world of Ceron. A host of gods, a home to dragons, graveyard of broken ambition, endless hope gardens. I am young, I am awakened, I am uncaring, I am tender. When all is consumed, I will still be a record told in scars. Ceron. In a forgotten corner of the universe, a planet flickers between planes, roiling and frothing with the chaos of the dragons. 3 spaceships race towards Ceron, fleeing oblivion, carrying 3 beings who would find refuge, reverence, godship, and oblivion. Their new life began in the primordial age of chaos. The true 3, Ilera, Miraku, and Fate, brought with them an army of automatons that clashed with the dragons. Chromatic wrestled metallic for 900 years. The fall of dragons came not from tooth and claw, but something that cuts deeper. Betrayal. The 3 deities ushered in the age of devotion by setting their ships in orbit around Ceron and creating the divine anchors. People of many planes and planets flocked to Ceron, seeking fortune, life, and a home. The 3 became their greatest benefactors, pushing them to grow in religion, culture, life, science, and power for over a millennia. The divine faction grew in power and ambition with the planet. They resented the spread of other religions on Ceron. The 3 turned against their followers as the divine faction's atrocities rose. The destruction of an anchor of Ilera marked the death of devotion. War broke out between deities and their followers, ending in the devouring. Ilera and Miraku were cut down on the island of Vahisa. Fate ran and hid, never to be seen by a resident of Ceron again. For nearly 100 years, the people ate the immortal bodies in a frenzy of ichor. The power of the sacred blood made them crave more and more until their mortal bodies buckled and burned. Divine anchors were broken and corrupted, bringing back a little of the primordial chaos and spreading plagues and curses throughout the world, killing most of its denizens. The Age of Delirium lasted over 300 years. A few of the clever ones found out that the divine reliquary, when not consumed but transplanted within their own bodies, gave them a modicum of power over the divine domains. Bathed in the blood of the old gods, a new pantheon was born. A new threat to Ceron arose as arcane arts challenged the divine. The Red Witch sundered the whales between the plains with her experiments, inviting the Void to Ceron. The Void sobered and quieted the quarreling masses of Ceron, uniting them against a common threat. The Red Witch was banished to the Void she courted, and the Red God was formed to keep it from spilling over. This act of unity ended the delirium and paved the way to a tempestuous balance. The year is 937 after devouring. Ceron struggles and survives through the age of balance, evading and dreading the next blow.
Jazz hands.
And we're back. Jazz hands, yes. And hopefully you guys enjoyed that. The world of Ceron and many other games and other supplements for TTRPG stuff is available on the Illicit Peanuts bundle, which I believe it is the last day of their sale. Which should be available with the QR code in the video, and the link should be in the chat somewhere. And around somewhere. I don't know where I am. It should be here. And
Shout out to Ari.
shout out to Ari for creating this expansive world and, of course, creating the video you all just saw. And from there, let's hop right in. We zoom in on the region of Greus, this wintry tundra covered in a constant blizzard and rolling sandy dunes, where a group of adventurers here all have taken a job by way of traveling all the way from the land of Neely, from one of the free cities, and spending months of travel across the seas and now through the wilderness to reach the spear of Maraku, the god of death. And they were hired for this job by, as they would all know, a man by the name of Veritas Glib, who has only told you that he has figured something out about how to activate the spear and has been rather cagey about other information going forward. And all of you, for your own different reasons and intents, joined in on this mission. And after about 2 months of travel, we pick up from sometime in the middle of the day as you are wandering through this wilderness. The very cold and just powerful winds hitting your face, and where it is kind of being escorted by you. You've already probably fought a few giants and other icy elemental creatures. As he looks over and says, I believe we're getting close. And he's like kind of stumbling a bit, like going through the snow, as one of you would like, push him back up for support for a moment. From there, the hand holding him up for support is this well-weathered hand holding him up. As Shiva, would you like to introduce your character? Hello. So you see this half elf. She is she has a long flowing purple hair, all left open in this cold icy wind. She's wearing fur lined jacket, but not not full sleeve, it's just sleeveless jackets. Um, she's wearing a few like some warm clothes inside, but it's all a splash of color mostly, except the fur coat. Um, she has like a gun holster on her waist, which has three different guns. This is Geneva, and she is a gunslinger fighter. Um, and as she supports Veritas, there, old man. We have a lot of work left for us to do. Kind of turns and looks at you, like kind of appreciative, but also goes, yes, work. Still a few things need to be done. And kind of somberly continues walking forward after that, and kind of keeping up pace with you, next to you and behind you. We see your other companions here, as we see this person made of almost just a reflective crystalline skin that is very hard to spot in this blizzard, but you are now used to it, and we look over and see Apri.
Uh,
Be introducing yourself.
yeah, so you see this, like Dan said, this almost very reflective person, and it's almost like they have sun catchers all over their body, and they're carrying this little satchel and just walking along, trying to make conversation at every point about anything possible. It's barren land, but making conversation. Their name is Chris Bubble, and I'm playing a Helen Blood Hunter, and Helen is essentially just a glass person.
And as you're walking alongside Geneva, behind that, there's another pair of travelers that are kind of bolstered by a lot of the equipment and traveling stuff that they're carrying, because you need quite a bit of proofing to survive in this cold. And we see Silly.
Hello.
Like to introduce yourself.
Yes. You see a person with a human face, dead eyes, but wearing a thick fur coat, carrying a lot of stuff with them. Also, there's something odd about him. His hands and legs are not human at all. They are of they are different, I guess. This Frankenstein of a monster person is just hauling stuff with him, keeping an eye out around them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'd say at this point, you would probably even be feeling the seams that are present all over your body, just feeling brittle as you're moving them. And as you're going along, lastly, your other companion for this journey, who has been here since the start as well, Avi, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Pranam. I am Sergeant the Ascetic, a title I've given myself, but you essentially see a little angry bald dwarf with a 5 o'clock stubble, which he clearly shaved off in the morning, but the hair's coming back pretty quick. He's wearing these beige monk robes, and he's wearing a raggedy pelt and fur coat. He has a shield on his back made of a uncommon looking metal. The glimmer is slightly different. Uh, he has an axe, whip, of like a few more weapons, just hanging off his belt and his gear. He has the general adventuring gear ready to face whatever may come way.
Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, I fully broke there for a second.
All of us.
You continue moving through this tundra, as where this has essentially just been like constantly just been like trying to push morale by saying we're almost there, and it's been a few weeks since you like reached the shores of Creus and have been walking since then, and it hasn't been the slightest bit of pleasant. Now, as you're moving through this blizzard for another couple of hours, we will need our first rolls of the day, which are Constitution saves.
I fully forgot that dice are a
First
thing
roll.
you need.
First rolls, everyone.
I don't like the face Avi's making
No,
already.
no, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's a 15.
Okay,
We're
that's
okay.
good.
Unnatural 20.
Natural 20.
14 to
Unnatural.
general.
Yeah.
Natural one.
Oh shit! Oh,
Okay. So, for the people viewing, we are using a lot of homebrew rules for this level 10 party, including the fact that nat ones are really, really bad things in this and not just failures. So, I will be rolling severity for the first nat one.
I can help you out, but I think I should be saving that for later.
Okay. Yeah, what did Geneva get?
14.
14. Okay. Everyone else is fine. Like, you've kind of like just been like roughing it through this weather, and the three of you will take one cold damage, and that is all. Uh, as for Chris, you are having a rough time. You feel your entire form already brittle, feeling just completely like ice cold to the touch, and you're shivering through all of this. And the last few days have been quite rough on you, and moving even further through the worst of the snowstorm. You take one level of exhaustion
Oh, dear.
Oof.
and four
Okay.
cold damage.
Mhm.
As you guys see, like, a little bit of like frost build up here and there on their form, and after a few hours start to break away through the storm, almost clearing in the center, you see this enormous looming dark shape in the distance, kind of like capturing the entirety of your vertical vision. As you're getting closer and you see a spire like tip of a spear jutting out of the ground, and the sprawling pillar holding it up, all made of this weird uh, brownish black material. And this obelisk is just there. There's a few bits of now completely like broken down scaffolding and whatnot. Some tents and camps around here that seem fully abandoned. Like they're like really, really ancient, completely frozen over by this point. And based on what you know about the spear, the world spear, is this is a big like archaeological like quandary for a lot of people in the world, like a lot of scholars. They don't know what this thing does, how to use it, and people have made many pilgrimages and treks to come here and figure out what it does, as apparently the spear that shoots through the entire world, the other end of the spear tip is literally on the south pole of the world. And you see this magnificent structure and like kind of this profound an ancient hum of energy just kind of like echoing across all of you, not from even the structure, just taking this in. And as that's happening, Veritas kind of looks up at it and just, okay, okay, good, we are here. I thank you all for everything, for helping me get here. But our work isn't done. I have the last bit of the job that I had hired you for still present. And you see, he holds up a little like locket he's been wearing, and kind of like, with like shaking frozen hands, like just opens it up and shows you what looks like is some sort of a family portrait, like a small little family portrait with him, what looks like his partner, who seems to be this tiefling, and in the middle there's just a blank gap, as if something should be there but isn't. And he like kind of like tears it off and will hand it to like Geneva in this instance, and just be like, I need to open this, and once it is open, I need you all to retrieve something. The spear contains memory and life. I need you to bring me back my child. or at least their memory. Once you do, I need you to take that back to Neely. There is a priest there. I have already paid her. Everything has been accounted for. And like he seems to kind of like be going through his head as he's saying this. The priest is a priestess by the name of Arikan. She has handled everything on her end. Just need to find a record inside and take it back to her. And everything should be fine. And yeah,
You're not coming
When
with us.
as you say that, he kind of like doesn't give you an answer. Instead, he turns to look at the world sphere and goes, I suppose I am, in a way. I won't be of much help, though. And you see, he clasps his hands together and mutters something like that just you can't hear or decipher by how quietly he mutters it. But as he does, he begins to slowly float off the ground. And you see that same hum you felt in all of your bodies as you like approach this place. You feel that same hum, but much more potent, emanate from him. The same hum begins to then resonate against the spear as this person flies up into the air and with a very somber but peaceful look on his face just flies up into the air and his entire form collides and crashes through the tip of the spear. And you see this person fails themselves. As they do, his blood begins to drip down the like very top of the tip of the spear. And even though you're in a frozen tundra, the blood itself is not freezing over. It is flowing. And as it flows a little bit, as you're just like almost awestruck looking at this, the base of the pillar that you see here rumbles with this quaking sound as you feel the entire ground around you shake as the pillar slowly opens as you see a dark passageway in front of you. And where it is no more.
Should have asked for the full amount up front.
I don't
Yeah,
think
are
we're
we?
getting paid enough for this.
Can think of payment if we live. Many have come here. Very few return. To go back
I
alive
mean,
after from here is almost cheating death.
Yeah,
we
I've
could
done
just
that
leave
once.
right now. What's stopping us from walking away?
Leave if you want to, Chris.
I am a little curious.
I mean, I'm not
I
going
mean,
to leave. We're
our employer
obviously going to go
just.
like do the same thing to ourselves and just walk right into whatever that is.
And live. If you
Well,
remember in history as the ones who came back alive from the world spear.
but there's also the fact that we've walked so far and got so far. In the end,
Uh,
it should matter.
when you say that, Geneva, you can give me a history check actually.
History. Very bad history. Oh, not bad. I mean, yeah, 14 again.
14. You know, like, it's not an unheard of tale. People have seen and documented the world spear.
Mhm.
Like, they just haven't ever been able to interact with it. So, like, going and seeing the world spear and coming back is like a thing that has been done many times. But yeah, that's all you get on a 14.
So I guess
I mean,
down we
the
go.
door's open. All we
We
have to do
must.
is take one
Let's
step in.
let's take a peek in. If you don't like it, we can just leave.
Sure.
I'm
Oh,
sure
I'll,
it'll be easy to
bunch
do
of
that.
scary cats.
I'll take a
And
peek in.
Geneva's gonna walk up towards the door.
Yeah. You walk
Same.
up towards this like dark doorway and look inside, and you immediately see a sprawling expanse. It is enormous. You see this rounded ledge around the entire circumference of the spear itself, and that kind of goes off into like small uh, tunnels and rooms and alcoves here and there. And as you then look further in and you look down, you see countless floors going all the way down. And through all of that, you see by the side of it itself, uh, every floor has like an opening to the ledge that seems to be like a jump down to the next ledge. There isn't any like proper stairway or anything to go up and down these floors. You have to climb and jump off from different places. And you look up, you see this like big hollowed out opening where the spear's tip is. And first thing you notice is blood. Just singular drops of blood falling down. And you immediately notice all of them are falling down at different speeds. Some are just dropping like a normal drop. Some are very slowly floating their way down. And then you also notice from the very tip of the spear where you just saw where Veritas was, a single drop of blood begins to float its way down. If everyone is in the doorway, you can give me an Arcana check.
I rolled
14.
a 2 for a 1, so no.
Yeah, not good here. So 8.
8, 14,
Uh, 18 plus 4, 22.
22. Chris, you would notice like this isn't just like normal blood falling, obviously. It's clearly like signifying something. And as you see that same drop of blood from Veritas slowly tumble its way down, you kind of see your own reflection in it for a moment, like as the light from outside is hitting in. And you just hear a very low voice just go, "The door stays open until life rejoins the pool of all life. I hope I have put my faith in the right people." And the drop continues to float its way down.
Okay, okay. The blood just spoke to me. The blood just spoke to me. And the door's gonna close. We gotta go in. Door stays open till the blood falls. Go in, go in, go in. And I will just gently shove Geneva.
Okay.
Alright, I'll take a look around, get a bearing of our surroundings, and
Yeah.
I'll see which way seems to be the right one to move for the next room.
Can I toss a coin down the pit and see how it goes?
Sure. Both of you give me a perception check.
Why waste coins?
I am so tempted to lick the pool of blood.
Oh my god, what is with this 14? 14 again.
22.
22, 14. So first, Geneva, you toss a coin and it falls and falls and falls. You aren't sure if you hear like any like hard surface or like a drop or anything until the very end. You feel like you hear like just a single splash. You
Like
can't
water?
tell how far. Like
But I can
water.
tell it's water.
Of a sort.
I mean,
It's
I can
liquid.
tell it's liquid. It's not solid. It's
Uh-huh.
not a clunk.
It's not a clunk, it's a splash. And with a 22, you look around, first thing you notice, there is lighting here. Some magical motes of light still exist throughout the entirety, giving like a bit of a dim light across the whole place. The other thing you notice immediately, like right after this floor, like you look at the next ledge right below you, There are bodies everywhere. Hundreds upon hundreds of bodies across all the ledges in different places. Some peacefully just sitting somewhere, some like properly laid to rest, others just at the ledge or doing something and just fell over. And all of these bodies are perfectly preserved. There is no sense of decay, rot, or even skeletons, really. And they all seem perfectly preserved. And you also see, like, in different alcoves, there's some books and scrolls here and there. There seems to be a few statues of things a few floors further down you can't truly get a good look at. And from this angle, you can see that the ledge for every floor is different as you make your way down. Like, this one is quite straightforward. You just like take a few steps ahead and you just drop down like 5 feet.
But the
And,
next one will be like a
and,
maze-ish,
Exactly.
like a 3D maze.
and that
Um,
simple ledge we saw dead bodies.
One below us. Right?
All ledges, you see dead bodies.
Oops.
Um,
Should we take a look at the scrolls? See if we find some spell scrolls.
You want to? You go there.
Let's do it.
So
Yeah.
you jump down a floor.
Mm-hmm.
hold on.
Do
Jenny will
we
put a
know
hand out
what
to
we're supposed to
stop
do?
Randy.
Go down.
And do what?
Find the memory.
Yeah, I'm just saying. This feels like a lot of floors, and maybe we should put a cap on how many floors we really want to, go. We could be doing this for months, and I don't have food for months. And I'm not
Has
eating
the
these people.
has the door behind us closed, by the way?
No, it's open.
The blood is still falling.
It's very slowly falling. It's like almost
Okay.
floating down.
Do we know? Can we tell how long it's gonna take to fall, so I can know how long the door's gonna be
Give me
open?
an insight check.
Yeah. we
We
calculate
Chris,
need
its
to
Mama,
know how
master
velocity.
of
long to be
gravity.
here.
We calculate its velocity, then we multiply it by the height,
This
which we
is
don't know.
Apri's IRL math geek coming out.
Yeah. Let's go. Our engineers are showing.
16.
16. You gather it is a few hours of time, but you also gather it isn't that far down that it, like, as Sajid is suggesting that it's going to take months. Doesn't seem that far down. And in a real world setting, the blood drop will hit the bottom in 1.5 hours.
Okay.
As Randy is like going to search for scrolls, Jenny will just put a hand out and stop Randy. Hold on. Let's not be foolish. She will pull out her one of the guns that holds her on her hip, and this gun especially has like these engravings of dolphins and jellyfish and like a lot of sea creatures, and she just mutter an incantation on the gun, and all those engravings just like glow a little bit, and then just illuminate the entire area around us, and it will cast water breathing on everybody. That's like the weapon that I have, oceanic pepperbox. So I can cast once a day water breathing on 10 willing creatures.
That lasts for how long?
24 hours?
Okay, then you're good. Yeah, cool.
24 hours, yeah. So as those illuminated dolphins and jellyfish just like spread around all of us, and then they just settle into everybody, you all have underwater breathing. Geneva will, like, after muttering that incantation, look at you, Randy, and say, right, that should give us a way out if we need to. Looks back at Sergeant and says, if the door closes, we'll always find an exit. I mean, we are in an island after all.
But it's also magic. Okay.
We're wasting precious time just standing here by the door that is closing very fast.
We're going in. We're doing that.
Well, If you
The
don't make
drop
it out
just
of here,
slowly.
Okay, I'll just fully push Geneva now and like step in.
push. Careful.
That's a good point. No, I'm kidding. So you all kind of like jam into this side of the ledge, and you're all in here. You all have water breathing cast on you. Now what?
Okay. Carefully make our way to the next floor.
Yeah, you don't need to roll anything for that. Like it's a 5 foot drop. You kind of just like all help each other out as you like go down a layer, and as you do, you see like this ledge is slightly wider. And as you're going further down, all the ledges are wider and wider to almost accommodate more room. And you know that the entrance was at the base of where the pillar was coming from. So at this point, you are underground. And you start to make your way around here. You would see there seems to be, again, the same deal. There's some scrolls and books. There seems to be a bunch of dead bodies here. And like you're kind
Can
of
we
being
tell
careful not to.
how they died?
Give me a medicine check.
And do they seem like
I'll
are
help
they
with
are
that.
they a mix of people, mix of races, or are they
Yes, they are.
and are they wearing similar clothes or are their clothing's different? Like their attire.
They're all wearing relatively similar clothes, actually. You can give me a
Medicine
religion check if you want.
27
You
on the medicine.
27 on the medicine. Uh, you can very clearly tell, like, however you find these bodies, wherever you find them, they have all died of asphyxiation. And all of them are perfectly preserved by some sort of like magical means, yes, and also just from the fact that they have not been in contact with air for however long. So you can't even tell how old the bodies are.
No anaerobic microorganisms.
And
I get that with the 27, okay.
uh-huh.
We're breathing air right now, right?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Like it's the air is thick here. Like it's slowly wafting in almost.
Can I poke one of the bodies? Or like
Yeah. You poke a body.
I rolled an 18 on my religion.
18 on your religion. You see all of them are wearing like similar clothes of like these grays, blacks, whites. Few of them even have like these copperish embezzlements into like their vests, and they all seem to be wearing very priestly attire, scholarly and priestly attire. And you see they have the what you call it, they have the symbol of what looks like this spear that is resting beneath like sort of a skull almost. Not a skull, sorry. This like 8-armed figure, and you gather that this is some different offshoot symbol of Maraku, god of death.
Does this by any means look ritualistic or intentional?
Like what was done here?
Yeah, like all these people, are they in it? Like, is there a pattern to this, or did they just lock themselves in
You can't tell.
accidentally?
There's
Okay.
no magic circle or ritual circle anywhere.
I don't know.
Yeah.
As these people are like investigating the bodies and stuff, Geneva's just like figuring out the way to go to the next ledge. But also like not like foolishly, just like carefully checking for traps, checking for uh, signs of life, checking for grooves, ladders, stairs, any way to get down to the next.
Give me a investigation check.
Investigation. I bet it's
Geneva's
going to
the
be a
only
14.
brain cell.
Nope, 12.
12.
Yeah.
You are like kind of wandering through, working through like this circle to like find like the drop again.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, uh, you see a drop in the distance, and as you're getting closer to it, you hear a click.
Mm-hmm.
And You look down, you have stepped onto something, a part of the floor that slowly indented down.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing has happened yet, your foot is still on it.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do?
Can I quickly try to disable that trap while standing on it?
With a 12, you don't know
Oh, okay.
what the mechanism is.
Sure. The pit is on one side, right?
Yeah, it's on your right at the moment.
Do we notice?
Can I jump into the pit?
Into the pit?
What?
Sure. You jump.
Like as soon as I hear the click, I just like dive to the side, leap into the pit, and activate my wing boots.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
You gotta specify that shit.
I want to check if I have it in my inventory.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. You activate your wing boots and you dive off. Give me a deck save with advantage.
Save with advantage. Okay. Okie dokie. Ooh, thank God for that advantage. One was a nat one. A 15.
I can't have people dying this early. No, with a 15, it's still not high enough.
Mhm.
But you essentially dodge out of the way, and as the plate raises back up, you see from the gap in the plate, this just fume kind of bursts out, and it does hit you in this case.
Mhm.
You would take 4 necrotic damage
Okay.
and 6 poison damage.
Oof.
Because you failed that. But now that little chunk of floor, you guys also see this, there's just this dark greenish smoke kind of rising out of one of the floor tiles there. It's not spreading, it's kind of just staying contained within that area. What do? You're flying.
Yeah. I will hover back to the same level and go around the cloud and just land back on the ledge on a safe
Mhm.
spot if I can see it. And the smoke is still covering the wind.
Yes.
Okay, and the rest of them can see this, right?
Yeah, it's visible to everyone.
Is there a mechanism away from the smoke that I can disable, or it's all is there a tripwire which leads?
Give me an investigation.
Again? Okay.
Yeah.
Nope, that's a 4.
Not
My
that you
rolls
can
today.
see.
What did you do?
Okay, I'm just gonna cast message to the rest of them and be like, "Hey, I'm on the other side of this green poisonous cloud. Stay away from it, but can you guys disable this or blow it away or?"
Do we have to go through the cloud to go to the next ledge? Geneva.
Geneva found the next
If
ledge.
if I can respond to the message, I will just ask Geneva. Did you think you had to inhale the poison to inhale the mist for it to hurt you?
It seemed so.
Yeah.
Okay, I will take a deep breath,
How
go back a
about
bit, and I'm just going to run and try to jump right past the
Give me an
cloud.
athletics.
Can
Let's
I
see if
do?
we can just leap.
Yeah, okay. I'm athletics.
You're doing a long jump.
Natural one.
Man!
Oh my god.
I am going to okay, I think I need to intervene here.
Okay, what do you do?
I will use my miraculous consolation to add a d4 to that nat 1. So it's not severe roll.
It's not a nat one
He's
anymore.
not
It's
jumping off the ledge now, yeah.
It's a nat 2 now.
It's a 3.
Yeah,
It's a 3 now.
You try to jump bolstered by Renatus's magic, and You can just look over like, hey, what? And you completely lose direction on where you were jumping and catch yourself last second from jumping off the ledge. And instead, you faceplant right into the smoke. Give me a con save.
How high is the
5 feet.
is there room above it?
Yeah.
Can I just fly and pick them up and
Yes.
bring them back?
That's why I was wondering why this is happening.
That's a 19.
19, you're able to like immediately hold your breath.
Okay, and also is this poison?
Poison and necrotic.
So as a dwarf, I have advantage against poisons.
Yes, this would count.
That's still 19.
No, that's fine. You don't inhale much, like a little gets in and you immediately like hold your breath. You take 2 necrotic and 1 poison. Bad rolls also.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
And
Don't even
Seeing
do
that
that.
this is like
Yeah.
seeing that this is not going well for like all of them, I will just activate the wing boots again, go and
Mhm.
pick them up one by one and
Yeah,
carry
you
them
pick them
over
up
the.
one by one, ferry them back, and you guys get to the next ledge and drop down. All right.
Are there bodies here also on
Yeah.
this ledge as well?
Almost
Okay.
every floor, they're intermittently here and there. Some
Is
of
it?
them are even like part of the walls, like almost like catacombs. They're just like placed to rest there.
Are
Some
there
of
any
them
writings
seems
on the
to have.
wall or something? Are there any inscription? Any...
Give me a perception.
Or
This
is there anything like on the bodies and stuff
Ooh,
that
finally a good roll.
like a
24.
journal or something?
journal or something. You can also give me an investigation. What was the perception?
24.
24. You don't find any like particular etchings and all, but like most of them seem to be written in a language you don't understand. Firstly,
Is it a
yeah.
language? Like could I tell it's a
Mm,
language? Because
I'm just
Geneva
checking.
has the helm of
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't know the language, so do you use comprehend languages?
Mhm.
Yeah, it is in like the writing itself is in some weird dialect of celestial and almost feels uh what's your like passive investigation? It's a 17. Yeah, you gather that what's written here isn't entirely what it means. Like it's written in celestial, but it's almost like a cipher or a coded language almost. It seems to be reading out different kinds of like morning prayers and words of the dearly departed, that kind of stuff. But you gather that one term is quite present then, that is the soul spears, which seems to be a term referencing to those who are fallen here. And Mhm. And the other thing you would notice is that this is very clearly like some wordings of we have done what we can to preserve it. We have done what we can to make sure it remains untouched. And you aren't able to quite gather what the it is referring to here.
Got it.
Uh,
I'm just like scratching my head and looking back at the rest of the group.
yeah, and
The
yeah.
Geneva's like head band that's adorned on top of the head that's slightly glowing as she like trying to read this inscription, and then she turns to the rest. It's like the gods have coded their messages somehow. It's not able to get all of it, but they're trying to preserve something here.
Would I know what it is from my studying at the Arcanum about researching the anchors and
There is no material in the world regarding the research for the world space interior or even its actual purpose.
Is it all these bodies? I mean, I must admit this would make like a great funeral home. You'd be saving so much on like embalming equipment, be great.
Speaking of bodies,
What was your
I
investigation?
rolled a 19.
A 19. Uh,
I'm looking
you
for like a journal, anything of that sort,
you
which
don't find like a
they might have
journal,
kept.
but you go over a bunch of bodies here, and you find like in one of the bodies that's kind of set to rest, there's like a little like almost scrawling next to them. Again in Celestial. Do you speak Celestial?
I think I do speak Celestial.
Okay. Uh, Essentially, it seems to have been written by someone by the name of Raha, and they've written this person's name, birth, all of that, like setting this person to rest, like just cataloging everything and just writing the given the recent actions of the divine faction. The Soul Spears have been instructed to preserve record and preserve tampering in case of the divine faction's interference within our order. To that end, we will do what we must in the name of Maraku, and we hope the uh, the anchor that is the pool remains preserved.
There's still nothing about like why that preservation has to lead to people just dying.
Nothing. It seems everyone's in any writing you find everyone's been in the know. Like, yeah, we're doing
Mm.
this. It's clearly happening, and no one's really
Very
questioned it.
very bad history, like history keeping, bookkeeping. But yeah, like when Geneva says that they're trying to preserve something, I'll like respond with, I think that's the pool that they're trying to preserve. Maybe. I think. I don't know. Probably.
What's
Yeah.
that got to do with stolen memories, you think?
Hell if
Or
I know.
disappearing memories?
Hell if I know. Boss man didn't say anything. Just brought us here and then just went and threw
I
himself
mean,
on the
clearly,
spear.
Daniel pulls out the locker. Clearly, they're looking for some forgotten soul.
Would it have hurt him to give us more information?
Uh, you all
I
also
mean,
know,
hurt him more
being
than how he is right now.
you all also know, being denizens of Ceron, what the void is and
Mm-hmm.
the effects void can have on a person's existence or core identity, uh, and how erasure is one of the worst fates that can befall someone. And when he showed you that picture, it's clear that just the center of the image is gone, and he wants you to recover a memory or a record of someone.
Can I look down the ledge and just take a gander and just see if there are any doorways or tunnels that I can spot
Uh,
further down?
Not really like doorways towns going like deep into like the caverns or anything. There's like doorways and stuff, like rooms and all have been sequestered in different places, but it's all in this like cylindrical fashion, essentially.
Is there a place I can
Um,
like tie a rope to here, or nothing is secure?
Uh, yeah, you should be able to. There's so around this floor, you'd also notice like the flooring itself. It's gone like cracked and worn down a little bit just over time. All the blood and whatnot dripping down, like it's slowly like decayed. But you can find a strong enough like posting of like a pillar or something and tie it to that.
Do you guys want to go
Wait,
down the rope?
before we jump in, I want to use one of my scrying arrows and just shoot one down.
Hmm.
I can see until the arrow hits something.
But it's going to be traveling at arrow speed. So I will need a perception check from you to see how much you can catch in that moment.
It was a nat 20 and a 17. Perception, right? So
Yes.
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You like just look down and just fire an arrow straight down, and you like mind's eye the arrow essentially going its way down. As it's flying down, looking around, there's plenty of other floors. About 2 floors below you, you do notice there is a very ornate looking statue of some kind made of like just this alloy of copper and like some other black material. And you like clock that for a second, and then you keep going down and down and down. And flying past you, you see hundreds of thousands of drops of blood individually slowly floating their way down. And you then very rapidly start to reach the bottom, and you see there's like an entire altar like stone platform that's kind of been made with like beautiful like carvings all over it. And in the center of that, going a little further ahead, is a vast lake almost of blood. And in that moment, uh with the 20, like at the very last second, you don't see anything, but as you just plummet into the pool itself, you feel or hear a sound of rowing, of the paddle slowly being moved around back and forth. And that's where your scrying breaks.
I will relay all of that.
Could you tell how deep that was?
No, so
Mm.
my scrying would have ended the second it hit the pool, really.
You can again gather based on how much you travel. It'll take a couple hours to go through, but not every flow seems as broken down as this one. Some still feel fine, some feel more worse than others. It's a bit of a mix.
Weird question, but from the little glance that I got of the statue, could I tell that it's going to be one of those guys that's gonna come alive and like do bad stuff to us?
Which guys, like the bodies around you?
No, the statue. Is it gonna like
Uh, give
I'm
me an Arcana check.
spill all your secrets, DM.
21?
I wish I could. 21. The
This is very
stat.
weird for a statue like that to just be there.
Uh, no, you do know, like this is clearly a anchor of a god. Having
Hmm.
a point of prayer or a shrine to that god is not unnatural in any way. And the arcane check itself, like you don't seem to notice any abjuration or transmutational kind of energy coming off of that, which would indicate that that statue is about to come alive. Uh, but yes, you're all here. You continue.
I mean, I was tying a rope to the pillar.
Yeah.
Can the end of the rope reach that level where the statue is?
It's a 50-foot rope, right?
Yeah.
You'll be 1 floor above it.
Let's go.
Or
Yeah.
I can just fly you all down one at a time.
Yeah, you can do one at a time if you want to.
Sure.
I feel like that's okay. Okay.
Okay, I'll
Okay.
fly them down one at a time near the statue. But
Okay.
before taking them, I will go down to that statue level and I will just give it a once over to look for a place where I can safely like put them down and then
Yeah,
climb up.
the statue itself is in an alcove almost, so you can easily have enough room to get
I
everyone there.
don't trust the floors here.
Hey man, you step all the way up to the statue, nothing clicks, shakes, or
No,
breaks.
no, I'm not on the floor at all. I'm just like hovering above the floor and looking down.
Then you don't know that.
Yeah.
And essentially, yeah, you hover over the floor. Give me just a flat perception.
Yeah, 11.
Statue
All
comes
right.
alive.
You see, like, first of all, you take in the statue in front of you. You see this robed figure with like no face really present on it. It's just like a flat stone with no features underneath, like this like robe, like no hood on it. And out of the robes, there's 8 different arms coming out, which are like just normal human-like hands. At the back of the stone, there's like long hair that seems to be depicted going down, and the statue itself seems to be made with this weird granite with bits of amethyst embedded into it and veins of a copper like alloy that is making like this design which is very similar to like all the flooring and stuff you see here. And you hold on. Yeah, and around it you see this tapestry of a design of what looks like people making the world sphere. And you see that it does not, in fact, go on either side through the world. Like it's not actually going through the planet. Uh, it seems both sides were built in a particular way with a very similar material to what even the statue is made out of. And it shows this basin of blood being built at the base of the spear. And there seems to almost be a depiction of a doorway from this basin to another basin which opens on the other side of the spear. And at uh, like all of that like being depicted behind this image that you can now gather is obviously the image of Muraku. So yeah, you gather all you kind of take all of that in.
And take all
Not
of that
much
in.
of the
Yep.
surroundings really gets caught
Yep.
in that.
I'm like, yeah, it looks safe. It looks no threat here. I'll go back up, pick up one of them. I still haven't landed on the floor. I'm just like,
Yeah,
cursory
you pick up one of them. Do you drop them down?
Who wants to go first?
I'll go.
Okay.
All
I'll
right.
stay
Surgeon,
back.
I'll
I'll
take
go
Surgeon
last.
and
Yeah. You go plop him down.
plop
Seems
him.
fine.
Okay. I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah, it's fine. I'm plopping you down, going back up.
Yeah.
Chris,
Uh,
Randy.
While I'm waiting,
Well,
can I look
let's go.
around and see if there's anything weird or funky going on in the surrounding area?
Give me a investigation.
Oh, that's
and while they're taking your lift down, I will check for a scroll. See if I can find any spell scrolls here.
17 on investigation.
17 on investigation. You can also give me a scroll check. Investigation.
Mm-hmm.
17 on investigation. You just notice one thing. There's a very small shimmering energy around the center of the spear here, like going below this. And you don't know what that energy really is, but you see then towards the end of this like circular corridor where the ledge is supposed to be, there is instead like the floor has almost broken off in like an unnatural way. And there's just small little platforms. And surrounding all of the platforms, there's this weird blackish energy just kind of echoing out every now and then. And at the end of those platforms, you see there is the ledge down. And what was the scroll check?
21.
21. You're just looking for spell scrolls. You actually look over, you find a couple. You find
Nice.
you find a scroll of gentle repose. You find a
Okay.
scroll of death ward.
Nice. We take
And
those.
and you find a scroll of ceremony.
Who wants to
Does
get
not
married?
It's
does not bode well
it's
for
very
us.
clearly written as a funeral.
Oh, who wants to? Never mind then.
But yeah, you find those. I'll also ask Geneva, how long does wing boots last?
4 hours. Like I can split it
You're
up
good. Yeah,
however
you're good.
I want.
Yeah. So here's what all of you see. You're all down at this level now. What do you do?
What was the
We
third
have to
one?
like
I got gentle
pop off
repose, ceremony, and
Death ward.
death ward.
death ward.
Do we have to like jump through those platforms to go to the next ledge, right?
Can I touch the statue?
Yeah. Hold on.
He's gonna try to lick the statue.
Hey, man, it's an improvement.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
been holding back from licking the blood.
You go touch the statue, and I will ask you for just a flat d20.
Oh, ooh. 15?
15. You touch it, it feels cold to the touch, and you just hold your hand like over it, brushing past it. There's no dust or anything really built up on it. It seems strangely clean given everything. And you hear a very low sound, just like echoing at the back of your head, as just hear, I would advise you not to touch that.
Wait, who said that?
Who?
You
Yeah.
don't hear
Who
anything.
said that?
Did you
Wait,
hear
who
it?
heard this?
Only me.
Only Geneva heard it, and you don't get a response
Mhm.
to saying who said that.
Yeah, I look around to the rest of them. Did you hear that?
Yeah, what?
Oh, are you hearing voices now?
You do it to the statue. Don't do that.
I look back at the statue, just glare intently.
Yeah, just featureless face, just blankly staring back at you.
Let's together.
I'm intrigued, but yeah, we're here on a mission. I'll come back up and
Is
Okay.
that statue meowing loudly?
Yes, that's the sound you heard at the back of your head. And you make your way through, and you reach again the edge of all the different platforms.
Oh,
there are like 4
Yeah.
platforms.
I'll tell you. Hold on. Oh,
oh.
there seems to be 6 platforms.
Let it in away.
So
And all of them have like necrotic bursts coming out once in a while.
Between
black-
them, like in the
black
gaps
bursts.
between them.
Like gaps between them.
The platforms seem untouched by those.
Is it another like pressure plate or something?
Doesn't seem like it. It feels like the part of the floor has just like broken off in a very unnatural way, and something has almost come seeping out from the cracks.
okay. Does Geneva want to go first? Because if it gives way under you, you can fly.
You want me to walk through that black smoke thing?
You walked through like more smoke earlier.
Hold on. I'm going to pick up one of the bodies and hurl
Uh-huh.
it onto the platform.
Give me an athletics check.
That's a +5, so that'll be an 18.
18. You grab up a body and just huck it to the first platform. It falls there with a very dead thud. And it's just there.
That's. I
So
don't
we
think
can
that's
walk on the
very
platform without
respectful.
going through the center.
There's gaps there, so you'll have to like jump from platform to platform then.
The platforms are floating basically
Yes. Oh,
midair. Oh no.
that's
That's
ominous.
ominous. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
very.
Yes, you
Anyways.
can jump the platforms.
Before we do that, given the amount of time I've spent with these folks, would I know who seems to be the weakest amongst us?
I don't know what
like
that means.
physically the
I-
weakest?
I don't.
Yeah, like
I don't
who
know
would
why.
be like more likely to be
Uh,
downed earlier in the?
You would know it's
in-
a pretty close thing between like you or Geneva, probably.
Okay, then Geneva, being the oldest friend I have over here, I will use the spell scroll and cast Death Ward on
Alright.
you.
Okay. You cast Death Ward. Geneva, you have Death Ward.
Okay.
Roll burns away. Let's go.
All right. So you are all there. What do you do?
I look back at the rest. Do you just want to fly through, or do you want to go through this
Maybe-
together?
You could try stepping on one. If it doesn't do anything, then we can walk through.
We already threw a body on one. It didn't do anything.
Is it the
I- Okay, I'll fly and land on a platform which is exactly opposite the body, like the dead bodies.
Yeah, you're flying, so give me a deck save with advantage.
Thank God I did the Death Ward beforehand.
Ooh, okay. Nat 9. 24?
24, yeah. You see as you like kind of like just fly by, some of this energy almost coils to form a shadowy hand and tries to grab at you. And you just like dodge out of the way and you just land on the next one. You're on
Does-
the platform.
Is there a way out for me, or like?
What do you mean? Like,
No, the ledge was behind the platform, right?
yeah, so if you keep crossing these platforms, the ledge is at the edge of this, at the last platform.
the shadow thing coiled up when Geneva was between platforms?
Yes, as you were crossing like the gap between them, the shadow curled up. You landed on
Okay.
one. There's a couple more ahead of you.
Okay.
Let's just quickly jump through. I think we'll be fine. We just have to believe in ourselves.
As each of them goes, I will gently cast guidance on everyone.
Yeah,
I'll be
cool.
like Chitero.
Before we go, I will really quickly cast Crimson Right on my
Yeah, for sure.
thing, my crossbow with with Right of the Dawn.
Yeah, that lasts for how
I
long?
will- until I do a short or a long rest.
Oh, awesome.
I take 2 points of necrotic damage, and I'm doing the Right of the
Okay.
Dawn one.
And you're doing the jumps?
Yep.
Give me a deck save.
With guidance.
Cool.
Guidance
I'm
doesn't work on
good
save.
at those.
Yeah, guidance doesn't work.
Does exhaustion is just for ability checks? Doesn't do anything for saves, right?
It
That's
wouldn't work.
fine.
Yeah, you're fine on saves. That's just for.
Cool. Perfect. That's okay. I have good guidance as well.
Apparently, guidance doesn't work on saves. So
29. And then
29.
27.
27. Yeah. Again, with the same like deftness, you can just like jump between the two platforms until you catch up to Geneva.
I will stand there and wave at Geneva.
Like right like next to you, just wait.
Yeah, just in your face. I'm here.
Okay, who's next?
I'll
Sergeant.
go.
Geneva will just do like an awkward like pat.
Yeah, I'll go
Don't
next.
patronize me.
Yeah, go for it.
You did good.
Would danger sense
It would
be in
work.
effect here?
Advantage.
Can't believe this is the bug race.
Natural 19 and natural 1. So
So I'm assuming you
20,
take
24.
19.
24, yeah.
And you are good. You also jump your way and catch up. And lastly, we have Renatus.
Ren will take a run up and
Uh-huh.
take a leap.
You're doing a full leap at once.
Yeah, I should.
Okay.
I mean,
Then
wait, do I skip? If I can, I'll Takeshi's Castle skipping stones.
that's what everyone else just did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
do that. But I'm
So
just taking a
if you
run
want
up
to
in
do
case.
one jump, it's possible. You just have to do an athletics.
Let me check. Nah, athletics
Okay.
sucks.
Ren, please.
Then give
I
me
am
your dex
okay.
save.
That's much better. Dex save would be a 22.
Awesome. You also jump across as all of you reach the end of this safely. And you make your way down to the next floor.
See, guys, I told you. As long as you believe in yourself and just be one with your consciousness, I'll make it there.
Chris is used to this bullshit. It goes in one ear and out the other.
Mm-hmm. It's been a few months of this for you. You're good.
Yeah.
All right. Make your way through that room as well. And as you get to the next floor, you seem to like walk by again like another like small shrine of Morocco. Just like they're kind of everywhere on every floor. Uh, as you walk by this one, it faintly glows, and you see the what?
No, nothing. Nothing. So tempted to touch it again, but no.
Do it.
As it faintly glows, do you touch it?
It's glowing, this one?
This one is faintly glowing. Yes.
Guidance. Just in case.
Poke it with the barrel of my gun.
Give me a charisma save.
Oh my god. Why?
You're gonna put yourself in trouble and
Ooh,
then not
Touching
even get the
everything they
satisfaction of
see.
touching.
Dirty 20. One natural
Uh,
20.
You should expect this.
you see like the glow almost like recoils away. Like this light almost takes physical form and like recoils away for a moment as all of your inner instincts kind of kick in and you feel like something bad's about to happen and you just take a back step instantly. And as you do, you see a blue spectral hand is reaching out with like just a wail going towards you. And
Shoot.
you shoot?
Yeah, I mean, I
Roll
poked
to
it with the
hit?
barrel of my gun, so. I'm going to just shoot the hand if it's coming reaching out to me.
Yeah, roll to hit, please.
Roll to hit. That's a 27.
27. You shoot your shot, bullet passes through this ghost
Mm-hmm.
As it will.
as it will then try to attack you as you shot it. Uh, does a 19 hit?
Yeah, 19 hits.
Okay, give me a strength saving throw.
It wasn't self-defense, my lord.
14 again.
You see this creature comes out with these spectral claws, grabs towards you, and you aren't able to completely dodge out of the way as you feel your vitality getting sapped. Your strength score goes down by 1,
Mm-hmm.
and you take 8 necrotic damage and 3 cold damage. In this moment, does anyone else other than Geneva want to try doing something?
When do we all
Can you
see
tell me
the
the damage
hand?
again? Sorry.
8 necrotic and 3 cold, I believe.
Okay, cool.
Can you all see the hand?
What?
The hand
Did we see
reaching
the
out
hand?
to.
You see a whole ghost.
Okay.
I'm
Is
just
it the
gonna
ghost
like
of the god or is it just a random ghost?
You don't know. It has a
No,
face.
no.
There's a
I don't
difference.
It's not like the six-handed god.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not the figure. It's a
Aton.
humanoid
But
creature.
I'm just gonna like grab onto Geneva's like shirt, clothes, whatever she's wearing, and just like tug her back. Like,
Yeah.
don't touch things.
The ghost is still around?
Yeah, no, in this moment, it just drained Geneva vitality. It's about to do it again. So in that moment, like, Chris went and like tried to pull Geneva back. Anything you want to do?
I'll approach the ghost and I will say, friend, we're only here to look around. This is no way to react when you have guests in your home.
Takes
You
out a Ouija board.
need to make me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Geneva shot them. Then he says,
That's a 12.
The ghoul boys are here.
Turns to you with these hollow white eyes and like what looks like just like wisps of hair flowing behind them. Just, they're not supposed to be guests here. You are not supposed to be here. And will wildly swing their head towards you, and you must give a strength save.
no, no, no,
That one?
no, Avi.
Yeah, I'm
Are
gonna
you
save.
doing it?
No, I'm gonna save this for later because I think it's gonna happen again.
Yeah, you might need it later with
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
That's high severity, okay. So, first of all, your strength score goes down.
1.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think because we use strength, do we?
He really needs to. He's a barb.
Oh, then
I technically cannot multi-class.
okay.
as
In
Bob
that case,
because I've gone to 12.
yeah. In that case, I would use the miraculous.
I will say I've rolled severity already, so you
Yeah.
can't
Fine,
use
yeah.
reaction now.
Sorry, buddy.
And your strength goes down by 1 as you take 14 necrotic and 6 cold damage. And you all see his skin goes pale for a moment as this weird hand mark has appeared around your neck. Like this black hand mark. You don't know what it means.
Oh,
Oh God.
what was it? 14 and?
6. All right. And lastly, Ren, anything you're doing?
I'll check. I'll look around, see if there's anything else around the statue or nearby that seems of significance.
Give me a religion check.
Perfect. Good roll. Good roll. Good roll. That is in 18.
18. Yeah. You can't really tell exactly like what the deal is here, but you immediately gather that the shrine is on the verge of like collapsing down. It's like breaking away. And it almost seems very self-preservational that this like lingering spirit is just trying to defend the shrine.
Don't touch anything, and careful where you step.
Do you do anything regarding to the ghost?
Can I do something? Or
Sure.
If
you
we
do it?
just keep our distance, it should be fine.
I'm
If
going.
not,
After hearing
Yeah.
Randy say that, I will just take a deep sigh and be like, hold the gun in one hand, like point it away, and be like, okay, we come in peace. Apologies for the mix-up. We mean you no harm. We are here for a small bit of business that doesn't concern you, and then we are off on our way.
Can I just quickly like interrupt Geneva and like, don't talk to them either. Did you not see what they did to Sajan?
Yeah, the hell.
Give me a persuasion with disadvantage.
Persuasion.
No touching, no licking, no stepping on things, no talking.
19 with disadvantage.
Are you okay?
19? No, that just freaks me out every time.
It's
That's
the
all.
ghost.
19, you said?
Yeah, 19 with disadvantage.
You like hold your gun up and you say that, and slowly like recedes back and just goes, "If you come in peace, then leave here." And recedes back towards the shrine.
Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll pull out my Maraku symbol, and I'll just say, "We are worshippers."
Well, on a natural 20 for them, looks at you. You worship our Lord as well.
Yes, I do.
And I would tell you, this place is corrupt and it must be preserved. Beware the boatmen.
Thank you.
And it recedes away.
That's the
Yeah.
rowing down there. Okay.
Yes.
Then you were just turns to Randy. Gee, thanks, Randy. You couldn't have pulled that out any sooner.
Okay. You guys continue?
Yeah. Is
Cool.
there like the ledge to how far down are we?
You're like midway through by this point, almost. A little over midway through.
Would um,
They continue?
Mhm.
yeah, I mean you can just fly them down like two floors at a time if there's
I mean, you yeah, sure. That
no.
takes like a bit out of you, but you can. Uh,
We should save your strength and your boots. You
just doing
might
a
need
bunch
them
of
later.
rolls. We're fine. Nothing to see here. Okay. So you all work your way down, sometimes taking a ledge, sometimes with the help of Geneva flying you all down where the flows seem a little more precarious. And through your travels, one thing you do notice again, like while all these like distant sounds of just blood drops splashing into the pool below keep happening, you hear again, like first for the others, but Chris, for you, it's a like second time experience. You hear again Veritas's voice just gasping as a blood drop passes by you, and in that reflection, you all see Veritas, but younger, uh, more sure of himself, a lot more well kept and light in his eyes, and he seems to be wearing proper garb of the Red Guard and serving his time as one of the Red Guard, doing all sorts of things to help preserve the world from the void itself. And as the water droplet is passing by, it's like a little bit of a blur, but something happens to a younger person, a little uh, older than a toddler child, just vanishing behind this blurry mist. And that's what caused this change in Veritas. And you see him going over scrolls and books in vast libraries alongside other Red Guard until you just hear him say one thing: I know how to open the spear. Death requires the giving of life. And then again, that same image passes through all your heads of him at the top of the spear and continues floating its way down as you all also continue making your way down almost a little ahead of the droplet usually. And
Is the different droplets are falling at different speeds, right?
mhm.
Is it? I don't think I'll be able to tell, but is the speed tied to like how old the person was when they killed themselves on the spear?
Mm, doesn't seem to be. You can't really tell why they're going at faster or slower rates.
Mhm.
Uh, but there's definitely ones that are floating way slower than Veritas's blood drop. Uh, you make your way down and down, and you're all getting a little weary and tired with all of this happening. I need everyone to give me a con save as you make your way to the base.
25.
That one.
No,
Oh wait, no,
why?
indomitable. Indomitable.
Ah,
Jesus
Thank you.
Christ.
Thank
Do I
you.
have it?
If you
you
don't,
should
let me
have
know.
No, wait. What's your? Did you like split your levels?
Yeah.
You
I
might
don't
not
think I
have
would.
it. Level 10, I
Yeah.
think you get it.
Miraculous consolation.
Okay.
That is a 5 now.
Okay.
Okay.
5 plus whatever mods you
Yeah,
have,
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
and
7.
I
It'll still
rolled.
fail.
I rolled a 12 total.
12,
Dirty 20.
30, 20. So Ren and Geneva take exhaustion.
1.
Yeah, one level. And you all make your way to the base. As you do, you notice around you there are again a few more slightly more well-dressed corpses just kind of sprawled around this pool on the ground. Some of them just like sitting like or lying prostrate in like prayer, but dead clearly. And as you reach the base, you see drops of blood coming everywhere, left, right, and center. And you see this enormous pool of just blood slowly taking in these drops, but never really spilling over somehow. And you see in the like center of this pool, like floating in the distances, there are 3 drops of blood which look very different, and they aren't falling, they're almost suspended like right around the pool. Uh, you see a drop shimmering with this copperish hue, one that is silver and a gold. All 3 of these blood drops kind of floating, suspended in their fall. And above that, you also see a 4th drop of this neon sickly green color falling as well. And as you see all of this, again, Chris, you hear the sound of liquid splashing and rowing and rowing.
Can we see
Yeah, as you
the
look
boat
over
then?
in this like very dimly lit chamber, this vast chamber, you see a lone figure on what looks like a small canoe or like a ferryman's boat almost, just standing there, holding up an oar, slowly paddling towards you. And as it comes into light, you notice this relatively lanky and tall humanoid figure with like curled hands and kind of like slightly like overgrown like nails and stuff, very unkempt, wearing very similar priestly robes like the other corpses here, except you look up to where its head would be, and instead you see just a mass of like this blackish flesh with a singular large eye, and around it, rather than hair, you see stalks coming out of this person's head all over. At the end of each stalk, there's something different. Most of them, at the end of the stalk and like these tendrils, you see eyeballs, all like looking rapidly in every different direction. And at the very front, you see one stalk kind of like drooping out in the front and like giving off this small yellowish glow, almost like, like an anglerfish. and it's kind of like just drooped over, and that is very wildly like looking around this pool and scanning almost. And all of the other ones are looking and they just stop mid motion, and all of them turn to look at you. What do you all do?
This isn't the one rowing.
This is the one drawing.
Okay, great. Okay, we have been warned to be wary of the one rowing.
Well, they've seen us already, so
They clearly have.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
multiple times over.
yeah.
I'll give them a bow.
I'll give them a wave.
Okay. Everyone roll initiative.
uh,
Wave and a bow.
I think Chris, Ren, and Geneva roll at disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Oh, yes.
That is an ability check deck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a 14 for Ren.
12 for Geneva.
And for Ren, 12 for Geneva.
What are we?
No,
7.
I rolled a 15. I'm
15.
surprised I'm going first.
15 for you. What about Chris?
7.
7 for Chris.
Mhm.
Okay, so the boatman is going first. I like how you guys forgot he's also in the
Shocking.
initiative. He
I mean, that's what we get for bowing to.
literally
See, we as our ground rules included no talking. It had said nothing about bowing or waving.
has firstly rowed all the way like to the edge of the pool, almost like not to the edge, like about like 20 feet away from the edge. And one of the eye stalks will look straight at, well, the wave. And
Okay.
I will need, I know that's
My
not,
bad.
con save.
Okay, so I'm good at those. I am indeed good at those. 18 plus 7.
18 plus 7. You see this almost like ray of arcane energy like slowly flutter its way towards you, and you just like get into a fighting stance immediately as it like slams into you, and feel your muscles constrict, and you just power your way through it and snap the effect off. And then the creature will, another of the eye stalks is going to look at the bow. So I will need a con save from Sarjan as well.
22.
22. This slams into you. It would have done 40 necrotic. You take 20.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Gosh.
And lastly, I will roll a d4 to see who it targets amongst the two of you. Okay, Geneva.
Mhm.
I need a dex save.
22.
22. You dodge out of the way.
Wait, there's no disadvantage for exhaustion, right?
No, not for saves.
Cool.
You completely dodge out of the way. Nothing happens as this like ray of like red arcane energy just shoots towards you, and as you dodge, finally, it just like its turn comes to an end, and then on initiative count 20, it just like raises up its oar and mutters something in a language none of you understand, and four of the corpses
Comprehend language
slowly
still be
rise.
on? It lasts for an hour.
It wouldn't. It's been over an hour.
Cool.
4 of the corpses around this place that were prostrate rise up. And then it is Sergeant's turn.
Okay. I will first use my bonus action to go into a covert rage. everybody can very clearly see I'm mad, but I'm trying to like play it cool. And it's like, and then how close is the boating?
20 feet away from the edge. So from you, it'll be about 40 feet away.
40 feet away. Yeah, that's very doable. I will draw my battle axe.
Mm-hmm.
I will rush to them and I will make my first attack with the battle axe, and then I will do a spinning kick.
You're leaping over the blood to get on the boat with them, then, correct? Give me
Oh,
one
Yes.
athletics
Yeah.
check first.
Happy to do
And
it.
you're raging, so you'll have advantage.
So athletics is a 19.
Awesome, yeah. You effortless, like you just jump over. It does not tip the boat over, and you have your axe up. Now roll to hit.
That's a 25 to hit.
25 would hit.
That's 8 points of slashing damage. And
Okay.
then I will, as I attack, I will use my momentum to swing around and do a question mark, almost a spinning heel kick, actually. And that's a natural one.
Lovely.
Oh,
Uh,
Yeah.
okay. Not very high severity. You
And
just wildly miss the spinning kick. Give me a DC 10 deck save.
danger sense
No.
won't count for this on the
This is
field.
self-inflicted.
Yeah, that's a 13.
13, yeah, you're good. You don't fall off. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that should do it. I just need to check one thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
There is. Yeah, so I did. I get agile parry. It does not say that I need to hit my unarmed strike, so I get a +2 to my bonus. To my AC. Sorry, +2. To
Awesome. Awesome. That's your turn, Ren. You're up. Ren.
silly.
Yes, I will.
He's gotten too used to being called Randy.
Yeah. I'm going to use my bonus action to bring out my shadow form.
Okay. You just see like these spectral energies surround you in this place of death.
Yeah. And then,
Mhm.
as a free action, I will summon my shadow weapon in my left arm.
Awesome.
And you see Ren just takes out his sunblade, which glows bright yellow light around the room, and
Hmm.
then a dark saber, which does not glow and seeps all the light around it. And
Yep.
with both of them, I'm going to rush towards the beholder and
Athletics check.
going to take. Okay, that's an 8. Oh no, disadvantage.
Ooh.
Okay, that's a 19. So 18, we'll keep the 18. That's a plain 18
Yeah.
check.
You leap over, you land. Just for a point of note, there are now 3 people on this one rowboat.
Mhm.
And yeah,
One of them
what do
has
you
a
do?
wing boot, I guess.
You attack, I'm assuming.
No,
Yes, I will.
Jennifer's not there yet.
I'm not there.
I will take a swipe with my sunblade.
Okay.
That is 27 to hit.
27 hits.
So that would be 7 plus 5, I guess. That's 12 points of. What is this damage? Radiant damage.
Yeah.
And then.
7, you said, right?
Yeah, 7 points. Oh, no. 7 plus 5. So 12 points of radiant damage. And that is a 14 points of slashing damage. No, another radiant damage, it says. Why? Is that single handed and double handed?
Wait, what? What damage are you calculating there?
Never mind. It's against undead, I guess.
This is technically an aberration, so undead won't count.
Okay, because there I can see 2 damages, 1d8 plus 5 and 1d10 plus 5. So I didn't know which one to.
Yeah, the
Uh,
D8 is 100 probably.
Yeah, you're one-handing, so you'll be d8ing.
Yeah, so 12 points
cool.
of radiant damage over there. And then with the shadow form, my steel blade, it does.
Can you do 2-weapon fighting? Your bonus action to go shadow form, right?
I am a dual wielder, right?
Yeah, but you still need to use your bonus action to swipe the second time.
Eh, I have.
And you specifically only took 3 in ranger, I think, so you don't have extra attack. The next turn onwards, you do 2 attacks.
Yeah. Okay, then. Yeah. In that case, that is it.
At the end of your turn, he will take a legendary action. And he will cast Spirit Guardians. And I will need a. That's a Viz save, I believe, right? I'm double checking. Viz save, yeah. I need a Wisdom save from Ren and Sajan.
17.
Yeah. Ren?
Randy.
Daddy.
That is a 19 on the verse.
19. So you pass. Sajan fails. You
Arjun.
take 22 necrotic,
Oof.
and you would take half that, so 11 for Randy. That's the legendary. Next up, it is Geneva.
Oh, I would also take half that because of my bear
For your
totem.
bear totem, then yes, you would also half it.
Yes.
And yeah, next is Geneva.
Okay. So, shot pepper box in hand, aim it at the boatman, who is now cast Spirit Guardians. I will spend 1 grit point to make it a Deadeye shot. That gives me advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So just marking that off, and I will. Just seeing if I want to take a violent shot as well. Yeah, I'll take a violent shot, and I'm doing
That was the
sharpshooter.
pepper box.
That was the shot, yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm doing sharpshooter as well, so it's a
Awesome.
minus
-5,
5 with
yeah.
a plus 10.
Going for the nuke right off the bat.
I don't know how long I'm going to survive.
Hey, fair. I don't know how long you'll survive.
23 to hit?
23 hits.
23 hits, perfect. So that is okay. One second, that's a 15 plus some calculations to do.
Math. Our
15,
strong
that's
suit.
26 plus 29. Oh, I forgot one thing. I do have Elven accuracy, so I'm just going to roll that d20 again just to see. No,
In case it's a 20.
Yeah, not a nat 20. So 29 points of damage on the first.
All piercing?
All pierce. What does it do? I think piercing. Yeah, piercing. All piercing, but magical piercing, huh? Because it's an oceanic.
He will do a concentration save.
Mm-hmm.
He maintains it.
Okay.
And yeah, you just fire off your pep box and just like slams into its shoulder. Like a chunk of flesh flies off, almost as if this creature's body isn't very well put together even.
Oh, I have an extra attack. What about that?
Oh?
Okay. Second attack.
Yeah.
Is a 30 to hit?
30 would hit.
That is 16 points of damage.
Ooh, okay.
Piercing magical.
Save. Okay, that's fine. 16 damage. Cool.
Action surge.
Yeah, go for it.
Another Deadeye shot.
Okay.
With advantage and sharpshooter. Let's see. Break that concentration.
The first turn all in, I love it.
With
He's
the
gonna die next turn, so
Uh,
No, it's with advantage 26. Oh, sorry, 21. No, 20,
20,
21.
21 would hit.
21 hits. Okay. That is a 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. All right. Yeah, like you just quick fire like 3 shots off into this creature. 23 still maintains the spell.
Oh,
You have another shot.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Extra
I do have
attack
another
works
shot.
on action surge.
action
Yeah.
surge.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. But I don't get advantage for that, right? Like Deadeye is just for that one shot.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Can I sharpshooter that?
Sure.
Yeah. So 22 to hit.
22 hits.
24 points of damage.
24 points of damage. And that one the concentration. You just make me roll
Hell
so
yeah.
many times.
Did you lose concentration?
Spirit Guardians drops.
Thank God. Okay. I am going to move
Slick.
back a little bit
He has
into
such
the
a good
shadows.
mod on it. It's so annoying. Anyway, yeah.
I'm going to move a little back into the shadows and use my
Uh-huh.
bonus action to hide.
Roll
2
me a
levels of rogue,
roll me a stealth check.
but with disadvantage, right? For the exhaustion.
Yes, that would be a disadvantage. And this creature has a lot of eyes.
Sure. 16.
16.
Mhm.
You feel hidden to the 4 undead that came up. It doesn't seem like the boatman has missed your presence.
I'm just backing up as far as my movement
Yeah.
allows, 30 feet. So
That's
I am
your turn.
probably like 70 feet from the boatman. If you
Yeah.
are 40 feet already. So.
At the end of your turn, it will take a legendary action. It does not like you at the moment. And it will. Oh, it's going to use an eye stalk. Let's see which one. Okay. That's not bad actually. Whiz save.
Is
Yeah.
that a spell?
No, this is an 8.
16.
16 fails.
Mm-hmm.
You are frightened as
Okay.
this ray just hits you, and you can redo the save at the end of each turn. Cool. That is your turn, Chris. You're up.
Okay. The undead, they're coming up behind us.
Currently, they're all in front of you, but like they're kind of like
Okay.
spread out.
Okay. I am going to attack one of the undead.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I'll do it with the crossbow which has the rune on it.
Yeah.
So that is a 26 to hit.
26 hits.
I'll attack again with the same one. That is a 24 to hit.
Also hits.
Okay, and they're undead, so I get an extra 1d6. And another 1d6 from the rune itself.
Yeah.
The right itself. So, okay.
If you're
Nice.
doing any radiant damage, tell me separately.
Yeah, so, okay, yeah, go. 14 piercing.
Uh-huh.
Wait, let me just check what kind of damage I'm doing. 14 piercing, and it doesn't say what kind of damage that is. 4 piercings of 18 piercing, 6 radiant. The first
Okay.
one attack.
You see the radiant element really messes it up.
Again, 14 piercing, 2 radiant.
In piercing to it. This one, just you fire 2 bolts off, it just like plunks into it, and the radiant light just burns away at its sides, and it just falls over.
I will just really quickly say sorry and bonus action hide.
Roll me a stealth check.
That is a stealth is 19 plus 322.
22? Yeah, you feel fairly hidden. You just like get behind a few of the pillars here, and that's your turn. Top of the third order, it is the boatman who has some friendly passengers on his boat. Uh, will look over at just a sec. Yeah, we'll look over at Sajjan, and you see right underneath the eye, like this part of his head just like parts in revealing like this enormous mouth with serrated teeth as it goes for a bite attack. That is a natural 20.
Oh dear. Oh
Uh,
dear, Avi.
Wait. Uh,
eh,
no, I don't think any of us has that cutting. No.
No.
Silvery
No.
pops. No.
uh, so after doubling, 36 piercing damage.
Cool.
You will
Which I
half
will
again.
half.
Uh, and I will need a con save as it bites you.
Natural 19 for
Nothing
a
else
25.
happens. Uh,
Dick!
and one of the ice dogs is going to look over at Ren. I need a strength save from Ren.
That is a 4.
It looks at you and you feel this telekinetic push just shoot into your chest as it knocks you off the boat 20 feet.
Okay.
You are now in the pool of blood. Uh, and then for its third action. Okay, it has 2 stocks left. Okay. It's gonna first look at the people it sees. It does not see Chris. So, Geneva, I will need. What is this? I'm just checking what the check is. Dex save.
Dex save.
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
You dodge out of the way. No damage. And then lastly, it will do another ray at Sajjan. With save.
Oh dear.
That's not gonna make it. That's a 12.
You are under the effects of the slow spell. However, just like any other spell, it does have to maintain concentration on it. That is all of that. And then the undead, the 3 remaining undead will go. 2 of them are gonna just use a full action dash to close the gap and reach Geneva. They can't
Wait,
attack you this turn.
can they see me?
Oh, wait, you're right. Sorry, they don't see you. All of them are gonna try to go up to the pool and look for where Ren fell. I'm gonna do a perception check for them. That one doesn't. Okay, 2 of them see where Ren fell, and they go in after you, and they will try to bite you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Does a 22 hit?
It does.
Both of them hit. Then you take a total of, like, combining both of them, you take a total of 15 piercing damage and 10 necrotic damage.
Yeah.
And that's all of their turns. And then on the layer action, you see now some tides of blood are slowly swirling around the boat. You don't know what they do yet. And we go to Sergeant's turn.
Okay, I can only do an action or bonus action currently, correct?
Yes.
Cool. I will use my Delver's Claws as you see certain runes light up, and I can use 4 of my hit die
Yeah.
to recover, and they will double because of the Theriapt.
Yes. They'll be max. They don't double. They'll be max.
Oh,
You
maybe
don't roll.
max.
It's just max
Oh,
healing.
cool. Okay, so then that's 44 points of.
You heal for 44.
Yep, that's
Oh,
basically my action. And
Yes.
yeah, I'm just gonna.
You just
stand
hold
there,
down. Yeah.
I forgot to roll Shattered Magic when I cast spells.
Oh
I
dear.
did that. I did not roll below
Okay,
the thresholds. I'm currently at 6 since we're
Great.
increasing it by 2.
Great. Now we have the legendary action. Try to bite you again.
Bring it.
Oh, bad roll. 17 hits you.
No, 17 misses.
Tries to bite you. Just like put your shield up and just like clank it back. And we go to Ren's turn. You are in the pool of blood. At the start of your turn, I will need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. That's much better. That is a 19.
19. You feel like just life essences and entire recollections of people's lives and deaths go past you, and it slowly, as it's like seeping towards your body, you feel your body being overwhelmed by this much, just this strange mutated almost divine essence of sorts, and it's just building up more and more, and you just shake yourself out of that stupor and start to like swim to the surface. And
Yeah, I do.
because it's all like underwater, I'll say they aren't able to take attacks on you.
I'll swim towards the surface, and while I'm at the end, I will take my action to do a blinding beacon.
Right.
I will exclude my friends from it.
Thanks.
Are we friends?
Beholder and Undead. For this moment, I am counting Chris
Go
as my
on.
friend. Yes. Has to make a con saving throw or be blinded.
Okay. Very good move.
I'm hoping the Beholder has multiple eyes, so it would help us.
It will use a legendary resistance to pass. It
Yeah.
rolled a 3.
8.
And the undead also make it?
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah, everyone, all creatures.
What's the
except the
DC?
one side. The DC would be a con 16.
One of them makes it, the other two fail. The one on the surface made it, the ones in the blood pool are blind.
Amazing.
All
Yeah.
right.
If I have a bonus action left, or do I need to take it to get up?
That's your full movement. You've hit the surface, and like you've like breached surface, and you have your bonus action.
I'll take a swipe with my shadow blade, shadow steel.
I don't think you can do that. Let me just double check. Because the way two weapon fighting
But
works, I think you
you
need
have
to
to have
attack
taken an
first.
attack.
Yeah.
Yes, you have to have
Take the
taken an
attack
attack
action,
to
then you
be
can
able
take a
to do
bonus
it.
action attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, then in that case, I don't have. Let me check if I have a bonus action. I do. I will. Who looks the worst here?
Uh, you don't see two of your companions, they've hidden.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
the only one visible.
And
I am
I'll say
okay.
you don't know where
But
your
you've seen
companions
me
are because
eat
you
some
were
shit.
underwater when like a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah, then it's fine. I will not use anything for my bonus
Okay.
action. Let it
That's
go to
your
waste.
turn.
And the only other thing I can do is mark Hunter's Mark. That's it.
Do you?
I don't need to. I have a class feature which allows me the same
Cool.
benefits.
Then we go to Geneva's turn.
Okay. I'm frightened of the beholder, right?
Yeah, you are.
But not of the other undead.
No. But you are in line of sight of the beholder, so the frighten will apply.
Mm. So blinded and frightened will cancel out. Like, how does that work? If I attack the undead.
No, so you are frightened because you can see the beholder. The
Mhm.
undead being blind or not doesn't change anything.
No, if I'm trying to attack the undead.
Oh, the blind undead are both underneath the pool.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Are they all the three undead in a straight line?
If you go top down diagonal, sure, I'll say.
Can I?
You have wing boots, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I have inputs.
You can fly your way up and take a pierce. You can take a line shot. Over.
Can I take a piercing shot?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm spending one attack to like reload first because I'm, like,
Yeah, you
sort of-
reload your
so
pep
I only have
box.
I only have one attack left. So I'll take a piercing shot. With my last great point, and try to shoot through multiple opponents. So the first, and I will take sharpshooter on that.
Oh, okay. Roll to hit.
So 3, right?
3 of them, yes. You make one attack roll or 3?
One, I make the first one, and wait, let me just read. I make the first one, and then make the remaining with disadvantage.
Oh, awesome. Go for it.
Make a you spend this thing to attempt to initial attack.
I'll say the disadvantage will cancel out because you're attacking with advantage because you're coming out of stealth.
Okay, cool.
First
So-
one with advantage and the other 2 are flat.
Okay, so 24.
Hits.
The first one with sharpshooter.
Yeah.
I'll just do the hits first, and then I'll.
Yeah.
Ooh. Nat 1 on the second.
Great. Go on.
Is that a save or hit?
It's an attack.
Oh, okay.
And oh wait, no, not one. It jams.
Oh, yeah.
Misfire.
After the shot, on this itself, you'll misfire.
Oh no, misfire doesn't apply on the second piercing shot.
Yeah, I think it's only on the first one then.
Yeah. Misfire doesn't apply. Okay, so the third one was a 19.
Okay.
Does
Cool.
that hit?
So yeah, roll damage for all 3 of them.
The second one was a nat 1.
Yeah, I know. Roll damage for all 3 of them.
Okay. 20 for the first.
Okay.
25 for the second.
Okay.
And 20 for the third.
All right. The first undead you shoot is dead. Like you just shoot through his head as
Perfect.
the bullet goes in. The amount of deflection that you have to like accommodate for shooting beneath a water surface, you didn't accurately do. So as you shoot the first one, it goes in to Ren breaching the surface and shoots into him and into the undead next to him. So Ren, you take 25 damage,
Oops.
and 2 of the undead are gone.
Oh, so I get 2 grit points back.
Yeah.
Ren looks fucked up.
Great.
I just like, oops, sorry. And I will
yeah.
use my bonus action to just see if I can like hide in like the shadows of like I'm still hovering in the air. Maybe
Roll me
just-
a stealth check. This is a little harder after you've just fired off a big shot while in the air.
Yep. With disadvantage because of exhaustion. Yeah, not bad. 27 with disadvantage.
Yeah, you're hidden from both, from what you can tell, with the 27. At the end of your turn, it will take a legendary action. And again, there's only one person in range. I'm like, man, I wish I could hit someone else. Give me a con save.
That's a natural 18 with a plus 6, 24.
You're good. You're good. Nothing happens. Chris, your turn.
Okay. I'm gonna take my first attack at Boatman Beholder.
Oh, do I roll to save from frightened or?
Yes, you do. That's a whiz save.
Nah, 13.
Yeah, you're still frightened.
That is a 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Uh, 14. No, not 14. Sorry. 8 piercing, 5 radiant.
Okay.
I will also apply a brand of castigation to it.
Okay.
So I know the direction to the creature as long as it's on the same plane. Every time it deals damage to me or another creature that I can see, the branded creature takes 3 psychic damage.
Ooh. Okay.
It can be dispelled with dispel magic.
Yeah, he ain't doing that.
And second attack, it has to make the concentration save for the slow spell.
Yes. Yes. Makes it.
If it makes it, then I will attack it again. That is a 19 plus, what do I have? 10. 29 to hit.
That hits.
5 plus 4, 9 piercing and 5 radiant.
9, 5. Okay. Drops slow. You
Fantastic.
also realize Radiant is doing a number on this creature as well.
Amazing. Good. Good.
Okay. That's your turn.
I wanted to take a reaction earlier. Will you let me do it now? When one of the undead died.
What was the reaction?
I was gonna do Blood Curse of the Fallen Puppet.
Or to pick it back up? What
To
does it do?
it can make when a creature you can see within 30 feet drops to 0 hit points, you can use your reaction to make an attack against a target of your choice within its range.
The boatman isn't in range.
The other
But the other
undead
undead?
who's alive.
You know what?
Then
Sure, I'll let you do that. Wait, let me roll to
yeah.
hit.
I will
Uh,
amplify it as well to give it a +3 bonus.
20. Now, it is immune to necrotic damage, but the other stuff will double. So if I roll high enough on damage, it can actually kill it. That's why. And you gave it a what? +3?
+2.
+3 to it, yeah.
Plus
+3.
3.
I amplify
So
it
that
and
becomes
I'm
+6
taking the
plus.
damage for it.
It deals 19 damage, killing it.
Fuck.
And that's your turn. Again,
Last
yeah,
bonus action hide.
roll me a stealth.
13 plus 16.
It sees you.
Cool. Cool.
Now, on the boatman's turn, it sees multiple things around it, causing it problems. You see the ankler stalk glows brightly as the pool of blood around it like surges as like one single drop of blood comes out and flies towards Chris. And as it flies by you, again, you see like these visions of someone's life. But in particular, it shows you visions of their death and the harrowing encounter. And I need a charisma save from you.
18.
18. You just make it. And you just like turn your eyes away from it as you felt yourself almost mesmerized by it for a moment. And then it will turn, and you also gather that it was able to call upon a singular drop of blood by using that stalk. And it will then turn to face its boat rival and will make a bite attack on you.
Okay.
Okay, that misses. That's only a 13. That misses. It will then use one of its eye stalks on you. Con save.
That's
Nothing
23.
happens. And then lastly, it will use one more stalk on Ren in the blood. Dex
Oh, no.
save. And since you're kind of like paddling, that's with disadvantage.
I mean, it's disadvantage either ways because I'm exhausted.
Exhaustion doesn't do saves.
Oh yeah. Okay, that is good rolls, I guess. Dex would be okay. That's a 19 on Dex.
You're good. Somehow you dodge your way through that.
Because that would have
And
been my death.
that would have been your death, hands down. I know the damage. Uh, Sergeant, your turn. This creature is looking quite hurt now.
Yeah, cool. I'm gonna strike with my battle axe first.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 26 to hit.
26 hits.
Cool. And I will do stunning strike. DC 16 con save.
Okay.
And that's a 5 plus 5, 10 points of piercing damage.
Okay. It is stunned.
So, so advantage on. So yeah, so now I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna do a knee strike. So that's 24 hits.
Yep.
Oh, wait, sorry, advantage. Yeah, 24 hits.
Yep.
Cool. So that's 3 plus 5, 8 points of bludgeoning damage. And I will now spend a key point to do flurry of blows.
Uh-huh. So another one, yeah.
Natural 20.
Oh, no.
And I will now spend another key point to wait, no, but I think that's only for my Kensei weapon. Yeah, I think that's only for my Kensei. That's fine. So that's 11. That's 16 points of bludgeoning damage, and second flurry of blows.
Knock him off his boat. Come on.
That's 27 to hit. I'm assuming
Yeah.
hits. And that is 11 points of bludgeoning damage.
There's so much HP it had. I don't know if that's even visible on the
I know
camera.
it's not.
There. Oh, it's anyways mirrored. It had 13 hit points left.
Ah!
Knock him off
No.
his boat.
As in,
So yes,
how do you
it
want to do
has-
this? It
Oh,
was
yeah.
13.
Yeah, I hit with my battle axe, my knees, and then I just elbow into it. And I just keep elbowing because I'm mad as fuck. And I elbow and I break the boat. And I just don't stop elbowing until it's mush. And I'm in like
You're in this pool of blood, just like
Yeah,
whacking
just-
until it's just
you
the
stupid
body's gone.
piece
It
of-
sunk a while ago. You're just doing this.
Yeah.
And as
Sergeant
you're
will
doing
like
this, others notice. Like when he's just kind of splashing around in this blood, the creature itself falls. The boat breaks away, but eye stalk floats up surface. That is over. You have to look
Okay.
for something you came here for.
Before that, can we just take a moment to heal up?
You wouldn't need to, I'll let you know.
Yeah, I would need to
Geneva
because I am
would
at
just-
4.
So one of you is doing this. So
Yeah, I am doing
Yeah.
this. I mean healing. You can do it. Just stay within range. I'll do a prayer of healing for everyone.
But yeah, Geneva would just fly and
Yeah,
hover and pick up the stock, not interact with it yet, just pick it up and bring it back to
Yeah.
land where the rest of them are.
give me either an Arcana investigation.
Who,
Can I
Geneva
help with
for
that as
picking
well?
up? Because Geneva is not doing it, just picking up and giving it to
Yeah, just so as you touch it, what do you gather?
okay.
essentially?
Arcana or investigation is the same for me.
19 points of healing for everyone.
7.
Yeah, you just pick it up, you carry it back with you. It feels, at best, from what you can tell, it still feels alive. This thing.
Just
And
like hold
yeah.
it right tightly and just drop it
Yeah.
at
You
Chris's
drop it on
feet.
the ground. Yeah.
Hmm.
I noticed that like it used it to like the
Yes,
boatman
you did.
used it to pick memories up.
Yes.
Can I, since we saw the memory of oh my god, what's his name? Bossman's
Veritas?
Bossman's
Veritas,
memory,
yeah.
Veritas's memory, thank you. Can I discern if there's any way I can use the eye stalk as well to pick
You can
up?
do the same Arcana investigation.
equal to
You're trying to use it to essentially do the thing, right?
Yeah, further it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
At the end of that, I'll do a level 3
Nat
cure
20.
wounds. Whoa!
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
the weighted
So
dice.
you
Not
kind of
upon
like pick it
dice.
up, and when you look over the pool of blood, you're able to see it for what it is. Every single individual drop that has made this enormous pool is a life. As a person has lived their life and died, every single drop contains all of their life's recollections, experiences, emotions, and it seems this is the life that was lived in its purest form. And as it's like hitting the pool, that is the moment of their true death, of their soul passing. And you can tell nothing in the world can change this simple and fundamental part of life and death. Even the void can't take away what this drop of blood contains. And you focus your mind back to that portrait you saw on that locket, on Veritas's words, and you feel, first of all, his droplet a few floors above still floating its way down. And you realize what he meant by the door will close when it hits the pool. And looking around, you hear a name that you did not have before in your mind. You hear the name Tobias Glib, and you see the image of a little boy with small, stubby, tiefling horns, and uh, standing between what looks like where it is and another person that you don't know. And you realize that all you have to do is just reach your hand into the pool and pull at this name to get what you need.
Mhm.
And with an Act 20, I'll say you don't need to do a save for that. You, with just like this second nature deftness, just reach your hand down, pick up the drop of blood. A single drop of blood, almost like it's a solid object. You just pick it up in your hand. And if you have any vial or jar or something, you can just store it in that essentially. And as you do, you have the drop of blood, and the drop above you is falling down. These are the last rolls for everyone today. I need one either athletics or acrobatics check to get out of here.
Uh, with the help of wing boots, does that?
Advantage.
Am I still raging, or is this beyond?
It's done.
The exhaustion still applies, right?
22.
15.
15.
21.
That one.
Rolled an 18 and a 19. I will miraculous
You'll do that?
consolation for that. Yes, I will.
Okay.
I believe that's the last one I have. Let me
Okay.
check. But I
Then
still
So,
have one.
that's
the
But that's
one.
a
flash.
That's still a
natural 5.
failure, but that is one
Yeah,
failure
yeah,
and
but a
3
5.
successes. So the group check succeeds as you all make a run for it, and you see Chris falling behind. Geneva picks Chris up and just flies for a bit of the distance as you hear the drop of blood splash behind you. And in front of you, you see that like doorway slowly edging its way closed as you all make a mad dash through it. As you jump through, you are again in the middle of the tundra of Greece as the uh, corpse above is gone. The blood is gone, and the place has shut once more. And you have your quarry. You simply have to take this back to a priestess in Neely, and you will be paid. You will have everything you need. And yet, you feel like you've learned more than you have earned this journey down an anchor of the world. And you all make your way back through days and weeks across your ship back to Neely, which takes you again months and months of time to reflect and contemplate on everything that's happened. Until eventually, you are able to bring this drop of blood back to a priestess who casts a resurrection spell and brings back the child whole with just that single drop of blood. And you would notice, Geneva, in your locket, the image completes and you see a child standing between the two parents. And with that job done, that is where we will end our session.
Hey,
Oh,
Did they lose the child to the void?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
so
There's
there is a
only
way to bring people back from the void.
There is, yeah.
one way exists, and this old Redguard and all his interactions found out the secret to the World Spear and found out how to fix the wrongs that the void has caused into Ceron.
Hmm.
So there is a way we can find Redacted's name. If you want to find
Wait,
out who the
that's getting
Redacted
too
is,
no.
you have to go. You have to go to the link and get the Ceron thing.
Regardless, that was a little snippet into the world of Ceron. Many more strange and creepy happenings all over the world and across the plains, and an entire plot to uncover within that world. A world you can explore as well in the high fantasy supplement that Illicit Peanuts has come up with, which is available right now. Link in chat.
Yeah, there are people growing on trees over there. It's amazing.
True.
Hmm.
But yes, once again, it has been a great time running the game. Hope you all have had some fun through all of that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And yeah,
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah, thank you all for watching.
I survived a tan game. Let's go.
You all did. No one died. Everyone kept rolling
Barely.
high on my finger of death. It was very annoying.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, bye bye.